When most of us think of lemongrass, we probably imagine a fantastic Thai curry or maybe a refreshing iced tea. And you're not wrong, but what if I told you there's a whole lot more to this herb than just its amazing flavor? We're going to peel back the layers and uncover some pretty incredible science hiding inside.
So, let's just dive right in. What is the big secret behind this plant's potential power? Well, it really all boils down to one special, naturally occurring compound.
And here it is. Meet citral. You can think of citral as the star of the show here. It's the active ingredient that has scientists so interested, and it's really the key to unlocking all the potential health benefits we're about to talk about. So, to really get a handle on what makes lemongrass tick, we've got to start with citral. Let's break down what it actually does inside our bodies.
Okay, so citral basically has a two-part mission. First, it's a really potent anti-inflammatory, which helps calm down the kinds of irritation linked to everything from sore muscles to even chronic diseases. And second, it's an antioxidant, meaning it acts like a bodyguard for our cells, protecting them from damage. It's this one-two punch that makes it so interesting for our long-term health.
All right, now that we've got the science down, let's look at how that actually translates to real-world benefits for our bodies, starting with something I think a lot of us can relate to.
We've all been there, haven't we? That uncomfortable, bloated feeling after a meal. Well, it turns out that for centuries, traditional medicine has been reaching for lemongrass for this exact problem. So here's the thinking behind it. The compounds in lemongrass are believed to help relax the muscles in your gut, and when those muscles are relaxed, everything just flows a little more smoothly. This can mean less gas, less bloating, and just an overall happier stomach. It's exactly why a warm cup of lemongrass tea after dinner is such a time-honored tradition.
But the internal benefits don't stop at digestion. Some early studies are suggesting that lemongrass might also play a part in our metabolic health. For one thing, it could help our bodies become more sensitive to insulin, which is absolutely crucial for managing blood sugar. And on top of that, it might help with that tricky balancing act of lowering the bad LDL cholesterol while giving a boost to the good HDL kind. Both are really important for heart health.
The benefits aren't purely physical either. There's just something so calming about the whole ritual of making and sipping a cup of lemongrass tea. In fact, its scent is often used in aromatherapy to help ease anxiety. It really goes to show how something so simple can nourish both your body and your mind. Okay, let's switch gears a bit now, from what's happening on the inside to how lemongrass can help on the outside. You can almost think of it as a little natural first aid kit, packed with all sorts of protective and soothing abilities. And let's start with your smile. Lemongrass actually has some pretty strong antimicrobial powers. In simple terms, that means it can help fight off the bad bacteria in your mouth. The ones that cause cavities and gum disease. It's a fantastic, natural way to give your daily oral hygiene routine a little boost.
And beyond just soothing your stomach, lemongrass has been traditionally used for ages as a natural way to deal with different kinds of aches and pains.
And the amazing part here is just how versatile it is. People have used it for all sorts of things, from headaches and achy muscles to joint discomfort and even menstrual cramps. Sometimes they'll drink it as a tea, or they'll use the essential oil topically to help soothe the specific area.
But its protective shield doesn't just work against bacteria. Research is also showing that lemongrass can be a pretty powerful fungal fighter too. This is where its essential oil really comes in handy. When it's properly diluted, of course, and that's important, it's often applied to the skin to help with common fungal issues, like athlete's foot or yeast infections. It's just another example of its natural protective power.
All right, so we've talked about the science and the traditional uses, but how can you actually bring lemongrass into your own routine? And, even more importantly, how do you do it safely?
Well, the easiest and probably most delicious way is right in your kitchen. See, when you add it to a soup or a curry, you're not just adding that bright, zesty flavor. You're also getting a little digestive support. When you use it in a marinade, you're infusing your food with antioxidants. It's a total culinary win-win.
And beyond the kitchen, lemongrass has made a name for itself in our skincare routines too. Its natural properties make it a really popular choice for people looking for clearer, fresher skin.
Because it's antimicrobial and also a natural astringent, lemongrass can help deep cleanse the skin and manage oiliness, which, as you know, can help keep breakouts at bay. That's why you'll often see it in things like toners and cleansers, for that really refreshing, clarifying feeling.
Okay, listen up, because this next part is extremely important. As promising as all of this sounds, using lemongrass isn't a free-for-all. It's definitely not for everyone, so we have to talk about safety.
So let's be crystal clear. Some people might have allergic reactions or stomach issues. It's also really important that pregnant and breastfeeding women use caution. And we have to remember, a lot of this research is still in the early stages. This is not some magic cure-all. It's a natural herb with potential benefits, and moderation is always key.
And that brings us to the most important point of all. Before you start using lemongrass for any health reason, beyond, cooking, you absolutely must talk to a doctor or another healthcare professional. They are the only ones who can give you the green light and tell you if it's safe and right for your specific situation. That part is completely non-negotiable.
So from calming your stomach and helping your smile to potentially easing pain and soothing your mind, lemongrass has a pretty impressive resume. After hearing about all its potential, the real question is, are you going to look at this zesty herb a little differently from now on?